Did Arcade1up lose the Konami license? Or is all well in the home arcade world? And this is some of the reasons why I'm kind of worried that they did lose the Konami license. And we're going to talk about it at our home Best Buy. Whenever we see deals on X-Men, it's been $4.99. There was a 24-hour sale for $3.99. I'm going to get into that in a little bit on how Kohl's had the best deal on that. But I want to show you something really quick. As I just walked over here behind the MK2 Deluxe, got the model right here, the cards. Check this out. The original Ridge Racer, like this built right into that kiosk. I was kind of searching over here for X-Men. I couldn't remember when this was put here, what cards were here, like if the Deluxe shown on the front here were actually placed here, because the MK2 Deluxe, there isn't a spot. You can see behind Class of 81, Pac-Man. Ridge Racer, they didn't have a spot. And the first Deluxe that I bought was this cabinet, and it was here, and I'm just surprised that it wasn't built into the kiosk. Also want to get into some sales, and this is a midweek walk and talk as a recording of this. Gonna air later on in the week, but before the weekend, before our usual walk and talk, Shack Jam's at $6.99, and the T2, which I did point out a couple of days ago, and you can see it does have the original T2 behind there, is still sitting here at $3.15. I wouldn't be surprised if we do see these show back up at Best Buy, and if they do, they will honor this price. See this $291.99 on the open box. You could literally walk right into this Best Buy, and any Best Buys that do have the Pac-Mania. This is a cabinet that you will see clearance type prices. This is only going to get better, sitting at $291 if nobody bites. You know, as we get closer, you know, we're already in the mid-September. As we get closer to Black Friday, this could be a deal at this store. They do have, we saw the Mortal Kombat 2 on the other side over there, the Deluxe. They do have two Pac-Man, Class of 81, and another MK2 Deluxe. I'm still hopeful that we'll walk into a Best Buy. I wanted to stop here first to see if that Casino-cade would actually be a store pickup. Like, you know, going onto that website, it would show you that in store, you know, we can pick it up in store. Meaning, is that just because we can order it online and we can select a store pickup, or will they actually have physical cabinets? You know, we didn't see that with Fast and Furious. We're not seeing it yet with Big Buck Hunter, but maybe the Casino-cade, maybe it will be here. A quick run through on the sales. The other day I did see the Joust Midway Legacy at Wayfair, priced for around $281, $283. When I did click on that, I mean, you're seeing $415.51. When I did click on that, it took me to that price. There might have been a glitch, or maybe people actually got this for under $300. And the long sought after Burger Time, sitting on Etsy. Now this is obviously a used cabinet for $223.22. But it's just something to check out. This seller did have some other, I think it was a Star Wars and maybe an OG Turtles. But if you are looking for Burger Time, check Etsy. And the deals at Ollie's just keep happening. I did see this for $2.99. Ollie's got Pawn. The pub table Pawn, which is showing up on sale right now for $4.99. You can get it at Ollie's. If your Ollie's has Arcade1up, $2.99. I've said if I could pick this up for $2.99, I totally would. This is a steal at $299. And if you've been watching closely, to Arcade1up, Target's been doing sales. MK30th, $3.99. You see the Pac-Mania, $3.99 now. The open box at Best Buys are going to be over $100 cheaper. Still a little steep for that cabinet. Yoga Flame, $400. There's evidence here that big sales are coming. They keep kind of throwing that cloak and dagger at us, you know, seeing if we bite on stuff like Wayfair 584 or a 555 on Star Wars. I mean, there's numerous cabinets that we will see. Target, Pinball, Marvel. I mean, say what you want about the Arcade1up Pinball, $100. Like, they're making this look like this is as good as it gets, and I'm telling you what, it's not. We're gonna see better prices, and there's, just from everything we just saw, there's enough evidence there. Worst case scenario, Arcade1up and Konami are no longer working together. Now, that could be false information. I could be jumping the gun. Or they have been working together and they're just not putting out new cabinets. You know, when I think about X-Men, if this is the year for rehashing, why haven't we seen any Konami new titles, any new Deluxe? They're doing Deluxe this year. I mean, I don't want to really talk about XL on this walk and talk because right now it's all Deluxe. There's an NBA Jam Deluxe coming out, the Buck Hunter. You can label the Casino Kate a Deluxe. We have a new Galaga, a new Ms. Pac-Man, and then your Pac-Man Class 81 and MK2. And I mean, if it's now or never for that whole sale in the Shack Jam, something that we will get into soon with the new Deluxe coming out. But it is obviously the year of rehashing, we all knew this, and the year of Deluxe. Why haven't we seen a Turtles Deluxe, a Simpsons Deluxe, or an X-Men Deluxe? If you've been following this channel, you'll know that I want a Lethal Enforcers cab more than any other cab right now. Like, if you could give me a list, give me that leaked 2024 list, call it what you want, but on there is Lethal Enforcers, probably Lethal Enforcers 2. Of course I'd want that cabinet, and just briefly, just staring at this cabinet for a second, just picturing it, having that Lethal Enforcers artwork with the two police officers, I can already tell you that if they did give us that cabinet, those officers would not be on there. Everything else on that cabinet would show up, but you can just tell for like licensing issues. We've seen that on Tron, we've seen it on Fast and Furious, on MK30th. We probably won't get those characters on the side of that cabinet. Everything you're seeing here, you'll see the Lethal Enforcers on the top, you'll see the helicopter, probably even that car. But I'm telling you, we probably don't see the officers unless they're kind of shadowed out. I'd still be okay with it. I'd still want this cabinet. Saying that, I did play it safe, and I ordered the retro shooter kit. It's kind of like my plan B. Like, even if they brought us that cabinet next year, I'd still get it. Having the retro shooter kit allows me to play other games like Area 51, House of the Dead 2, Time Crisis, other games. But yeah, obviously, Lethal Enforcers and Lethal Enforcers 2, I mean, I think games like Operation Wolf, Operation Thunderbolt, and Operation Wolf 3 are on there. I want to say there's about 83, 87 shooting games on that retro shooter kit, and it's just something to keep in mind. Like, if you're interested in that, there's nothing wrong with, there's a sale going on, spending under $300 and getting that kit shipped to you. You can have those games. Check it out, they have a 4K Batman Mask of the Phantasm. It's a great movie. If you've ever watched it, it's such a shocker at the end. I was trying to think of the word. 1993. It's probably the best animated Batman of all time. Take Turtles in Time, for example, $6.99. You look at that release date. We are almost exactly 2 years. Look at that. October 17th. Almost 2 years since they released this cabinet, and they're still charging $700 for it. And the last time Best Buy had Simpsons, now this does come with the stool and the tin sign for $6.99. I just went through everything, and X-Men is gone. So this is something that happens. Sometimes there's that cabinet you can't find at Best Buy, but trust me, if that $4.99 sale is over, X-Men's back at $7.49. And sure enough, Wayfair $7.49, Kohl's $7.49, Amazon $7.49, and Kohl's did just have that Kohl's Cash on the sale for $4.99. You were getting $100 Kohl's Cash. It's like they're purposely sitting on any Konami license, full price, because they lost the license. I'm convinced. And we can talk about other cabinets on that leaked list. If they made a deal earlier, then there's nothing to worry about. After those, let's say they're still gonna do Lethal Enforcers, Track and Field, because I'm convinced that Track and Field was that 80s cabinet. Anything after that, I don't think happens. Maybe they can give us those two cabinets, but we're not gonna see anything new on Simpsons, X-Men. Now Turtles, there's a loophole. Something else about Turtles I want to get into. On Arcade1up Direct, the OG Turtles, it's showing up, $6.99 sold out, but at the time of that Killer Instinct debacle at $149, people who missed out on that cabinet that thought they were going to get it were eligible to buy the OG. Like, why were these sitting around? That was the whole purpose of Turtles in Time. The OG wasn't around anymore. They gave you the online, the light up marquee. That's what they wanted you to get. That's what I bought. And now they're available. You know, Best Buy, like we said, also the Brick and London Drugs. But for a moment, you were able to buy both Turtles. Now you can still get the Countercade, the one player. I think in the future we will see another Turtles cabinet. That's why I want to make that reference about Nickelodeon versus Konami. But out of those three, the three Konami cabinets, Simpsons, X-Men, Turtles, we're only going to see Turtles going forward. We have not seen any new Konami cabinets since 2021, fall of 2021. If we see any more next year, let's just pretend Lethal Enforcers, Track and Field, two Konami titles. I think that's it. I don't think we'll ever see any more Konami from Arcade1up. When you do see the $2.99 sales at Walmart, for example, you're looking at $2.99. We're saying this is a good deal on a peasant version, on an arcade with no riser, no lit marquee. This is the new norm. $2.99 is the new $1.99. $3.99 for NFL Blitz. We've seen this as low as $2.99 lately at Ollie's. At Walmart, you can pick it up for $3.99. What's the difference between getting this deal? Let's just say this is $2.99. Let's pretend we're at Ollie's. We're at Walmart. Why can't we get X-Men, Ninja Turtles, heck, even Sega Golden Axe for $3.99, $2.99? One simple answer. They didn't lose Midway. They didn't lose any of these brands. Namco, Midway, even Ms. Pac-Man's $2.99. They can sell these lower than what we'll ever get Golden Axe and X-Men for. There's always that chance. I don't want to say that. And they did stock risers. So I mean, I always say this, like, you could go to Walmart or even online and you could find risers. So I mean, if this is up your alley, and it's not tall enough for me, I need a riser. You can find these risers. Don't overpay for them. They're $59 at Walmart. They should show up online, or you'll be lucky and you'll come across them. I mean, I'm seeing them every once in a while. There's a chance that we could see these $1.99, and you can see Blitz for $2.99. They must have made so many Blitz that they're able to reduce the cost. They're gonna sit on X-Men, they're gonna sit on Turtles, they're gonna sit on Golden Axe, because they don't have that license anymore. I'm convinced. And just to change subjects really quick, PlayStation 4, $2.99. It's kind of a solid deal to me. Especially when PlayStation 5 is $499. I mean, guys, that's $200 more. And I know PlayStation 5 is PlayStation 5, but you know, deals. Picking up a PlayStation 4 at $299 is no different than picking up a peasant version, $299 or less. Because a deal is a deal, and that's what we want. There's just reasons why some of these Arcade1ups aren't going to get that low. Just to show off some toys at Walmart since we're here, check out this Dinobot. If this doesn't scream 90s, I mean, just look at the coloring. And Optimus. I want to point out these Turtles, Mutant Mayhem. I haven't paid a lot of attention. You know, I'm kind of always going for the original Turtles. But they do have 2-packs here. $19.97. I mean, you're getting... This is good for kids. You know, this is something that I'm going to keep my eye on for Toys for Tots. Anyway, it does come with a nice backdrop. You can get Collect and Connect. So you can make a whole city out of here. Well, a strip. Anyway, you can maximize. Instead of just giving, you know, one figure, they have 2 with that background. That's pretty cool. Something to definitely check out. I don't know if I saw these at Target, but we are at Walmart. Check out some of these Turtles. I know the new logos, the new images aren't, you know, the nostalgia, right? But $9.97, $19.97. You're getting a little bit more here. You're getting extras. I mean, the fact. So let's just go back in time. Let's do a history here. Starting with Golden Axe. This comes out at $3.99. Lowest we've seen this, I want to say early spring. $3.49 for about a 2-week period, 2-week run at GameStop. Lowest we've seen X-Men, $3.99 for like a 24-hour sale at Best Buy. And then it's been $4.99 after that. And I mean, if you did pay the $4.99, I want to say that I got X-Men for $4.99, but Kohl's, with the $100 Kohl's cash, would basically bring it down to $3.99. I'm always, you know, steering people away from the Kohl's cash, but something like that. Recently went into Kohl's, and I gotta tell you, with the new branding they have there, you could justify that. Like if you spent $4.99, if you really wanted X-Men, get $100. You can find something at Kohl's for $100. We're trying to find Pac-Man XL. Decided to pull into Costco, kind of our weekly, every couple of days, coming in here, seeing if we come across that XL. And I'm always directed that in the holiday area is where Pac-Man XL would be, not where we were just walking through. But maybe we'll come across it today. Otherwise, we'll be back in a couple more days to check it out. I just feel that the reason we don't see cabinets like X-Men, Golden Axe, even Turtles. Turtles is sitting at $6.99. Best Buy sold out Turtles. Then they bring it back, it shows up in stores, $6.99. I do have a theory on Turtles that it's more of a Nickelodeon thing than a Konami, but regardless, we're not seeing a sale. I'm not seeing Pac-Man XL on any of these titles, because if they lost that license, it makes perfect sense why they're sitting on them. Holy batteries, Batman. Look at this, a 40-pack, $20.99. AAA, 40 batteries. That is a deal. Costco, you know, they say large amounts of stuff. Like, I get it. But I mean, just everyone, you know, AAA batteries, like that's your remote controls for your TV. AA, $20, 40-pack, 40. $20.99. And just kind of standing in this angle, just first glance, like I'll stop it right here for a second. I thought they were the XLs. I know it's early, but these are really cool. 100 bucks. A lot of people's Christmas lists are super early. I shouldn't even say this, but Pac-Man XL, right? It's got to be at the top of your Christmas list. Well, we'll check back on our next walk and talk. Try to get that Pac-Man XL, but I don't think they've made it up to Wisconsin quite yet. I also think Arcade1up lost the Killer Instinct license. I think that's how AtGames acquired it. And with that being said, and I speculated about the whole Konami thing, but I always said, as long as they have the license, if there was an agreement when John D was still with Arcade1up, then we should see titles like Lethal Enforcers, Track and Field, or any other Konami titles they had worked out prior to the departure of John D. But I am hearing that Killer Instinct is no more. That's Microsoft. AtGames has it, and that was part of the deal to acquire that license. It'll be interesting what Arcade1up has going forward to 2024. For a cabinet we saw for $149, for $299, always sales on Killer Instinct in the past. Now we're seeing it $699 Wayfair, $699 Target, coming up at $699 Best Buy also. There's going to be cabinets that we expect. You know, you think, yeah, X-Men, Golden Axe have been sitting around for so long. Heck, even the original Golden Tee. It's not going to be what you think. Now, you could buy it used. The more deluxe they give us, there will be sales. Not on Killer Instinct, not on X-Men, Turtles, or Golden Axe. And it's just funny that every time you go to Arcade1up, KI is always showing up out of stock because they're shipping them off to retailers' warehouse. Maybe I'm wrong on KI. Maybe we see that, you know, when AtGames, I heard rumblings that there's a delay from AtGames with the 4K. Maybe when that happens, we'll see a deal on KI Pro 3/4. But knowing Arcade1up, when they lose a license, they're gonna sit on this stuff as long as they can. You know, there was a time that they had the Marvel license, the Fox license, X-Men. And maybe they still do. Maybe we'll see a game like a Deluxe, an XL, Marvel vs. Capcom 2. But when we talk Turtles, it's Nickelodeon. Somewhere on this pinball. I mean, you're not going to see, even though this would never be a Konami, you're going to see a Nickelodeon, there it is. A Nickelodeon license. Decal. That's who owned the properties. Going off subject here, but Raw Thrills would be a safe bet for Arcade1up in the future. After whatever rumored titles we see actually happen next year, going forward, you know, at a mall, at an arcade, at a mall, this is what we're seeing. And this is what people know. And this is what Arcade1up is going to try to sell us. And none of these are Konami. I'll leave you with this image. These are all NFL Blitz. I have a Blitz. Everyone I know that has an Arcade1up that's in the community have NFL Blitz, pretty much. I think there's a strong percentage of people who have this cabinet. And you see how many are left, whether this is Ollie's or Arcade1up's warehouse. Look at all of these NFL Blitz. That's how they're able to sell them for $2.99, $3.99 at Walmart, or even less. So like, you can find it less. There's so many NFL Blitz out there. I don't think there's a lot of X-Men out there. I don't think there's a lot of Turtles, a lot of Simpsons. And just to change the subject, I don't think there's a lot of Golden Axe either. You take a struggling mall at a food court that, you know, was once an ideal place for people to meet for lunch, dinner. Cinnabon. All these stores closed. I mean, the mall's still open. We were just at the Castlecade. Actually, at GameStop. It was right over in here. Five Guys. Everything changes. And it's like you hold on to this, like this nostalgia, like this memory of a mall. We used to have great stuff, like you would come here. I mean, it's empty. It's a Wednesday night as a recording of this video. It's not like it's Monday. It's not like there's a football game going on right now. Anything, baseball playoffs. It's a dead mall. But they hold on to stuff. That's what Arcade1up's doing. They're holding on to certain inventory because once they sell it, it's gone. It's erased from existence. Well, it's as good as any for an outro. Sun is blinding me. I don't want to blind you, but just to show you off in the distance over there, it's setting. Wanted to stand over here where you can see Brookfield Square. And again, we've been here before. We've done comparison videos, and it's actually just right down the road from that Best Buy. And I thought this would be a good spot to kind of wrap up the Konami. I don't think we're gonna see another X-Men or another Simpsons cab from Arcade1up unless they work out a new deal. I think the deals that were established are no more. And if we do see any other Konami, it's because it was already a done deal. Going back to Travis MCP's comment about the 80s cab, there was a delay. It's coming beginning of 2024, just not in 2023. And I'm just convinced that that unreleased 80s title is indeed track and field. Kind of got confirmation or wishful confirmation on that leaked 2024 list. Track and field was on there. It's an 80s cab. We've never seen that before from Arcade1up. I just don't think we're going to see it. Lethal Enforcers, it's kind of a bucket list for me on having that cabinet. Again, that's why I bought that retro shooters kit, just in case. I mean, you got to be safe. I mean, to have these games, having a dedicated cabinet, Lethal Enforcers would be great. But as long as I can play it at home, I'm okay with that. X-Men was my first cabinet, and I've said this a bunch of times. The sun's going out. I can finally get Brookfield Square sign behind me. Actually, a newer entrance from when Brookfield Square was probably built in the 70s. They've redone so much. They brought kind of an entertainment zone over here. I'm not gonna do a whole run through the mall. We're doing our closing thoughts here. I would totally get an X-Men XL or Deluxe. I don't know about Simpsons. If you could just imagine the NFL Blitz with a slanted control deck. I mean, that's how that's how any Deluxe that we're gonna get, besides a game like Pac-Man or the Atari. I mean, if we're having regular joysticks, 4-player, 2-player fighting games, you're always gonna have that slanted control deck. And for an older guy like me, it's more comfortable playing that than a flat surface. We're gonna get into a lot more comparisons on other things and my thoughts on Sega. I got something I wanna go with Sega, either in the next Walk and Talk or the Walk and Talk after that. You know me, I'm all over the grid. I want to thank everybody for watching. Please leave a comment what you think. What do you think about Konami? You think we'll ever see X-Men, Simpsons, or are they just sitting on this stuff? And when do you buy? Do you buy X-Men the next time it's $4.99 at Kohl's, get that $100 Kohl's cash, or $3.99? I just don't think $2.99 is going to happen for a long time. Maybe Simpsons, but not X-Men. I don't understand why they're sitting on stuff. You think they just want to liquidate it out, stores want to clear it out, but they're sitting on it. And this is the only thing I can come up with on why they're sitting with something, because it's like you want to hold on to that good feeling as long as you can. Thanks for watching, everybody. I'll see you guys next time. I've seen Arcade1up show up online, JCPenney's. Not a store that I go to a lot. Are they struggling? I always kind of compare like JCPenney's to Kohl's. Kohl's kind of getting a step up. I'm going on, I'm rambling, but how crazy would that be if we went into a JCPenney's and came across an Arcade1up?